Today's featured art technique this week is painting with coffee. You can do this if you have a paintbrush, you have a plastic plate to use as a paint palette, you have a cup of water. This is not coffee. This is my water paint cup. And this is the coffee. You really only need a tiny bit of it. And I actually used instant coffee because I'm lazy and it was easier to make. And instant coffee can be a little bit darker. If you use a full cup of coffee and it's not very strong coffee, the color gets to be a little bit lighter. So the stronger you make your coffee, the darker the color you can work with, because it's a lot easier to make the color lighter, but it's hard to make your color get darker. So if you start with a little bit of coffee that starts out dark, it makes it easier for you while you're painting. But really, this is just for fun. And if the coffee that you have starts out as a lighter brown, that's totally fine. Experiment, see what happens, try your best, and if you mess up, you mess up. That's the whole point of experimenting. If people stopped every time that they failed when they did an experiment, they'd never find out how to do it right. So, especially with coffee, you can Google as much as you want, but really the best way to try and figure it out is to try and experiment with it. So I've made a couple of different paintings as I was experimenting. And so this one is just a cup of coffee. I feel like whenever you Google coffee paintings, you always end up finding a cup of coffee painted in coffee. That's really fun. Then I did another one of a landscape. So I was testing it out. And with my landscape one, I even used a pen to go over it. So this one's kind of multiple different, let me just try and focus. Oh well. You can use multiple different tools, not just the coffee. You can use pen, whatever else. And then I'm going to show you a fast-forwarded video of me painting this little heart with a W in it, because Miss Roth, name starts with a W. Thought it was cute. So really all you need is coffee, a paintbrush, and a plastic plate to mix your coffee with water to make it lighter and lighter. You basically just handle it like watercolor. If you want to, let me reach here. If you want to get test paper, you can, and test out like how dark it is when you just use it plain. And then how dark is it when you add a little bit of water? How dark is it when you add a whole lot of water? I also played around with using some different things. I used some tea because I have some like raspberry tea or some peppermint tea. And so I played around with using those. And what was funny was my raspberry tea started out real red, but then as it dried on my paper, it turned into this like grayish purple really quickly as it was drying. So that was super interesting. Maybe I'll make a painting with that, with the coffee. It'll be two colors. If you're looking for a picture to draw, you want to use a picture from online. Because you're using coffee, which is just one color, it's a lot easier if you take whatever picture you're using, and if you can try and make it a black and white photo, it makes it a lot easier for your drawing. It makes it a lot easier for whenever you have to go and figure out where all your shadows should be. Okay, I'm thinking that might be everything. So you need your coffee, your water cup, your brush, and your plastic plate to use as a paint palette, or if you already have a paint palette, you can just go ahead and use that. You also might need a towel or a paper towel to use to dry your brush off if you want to dry your brush off whenever you're in between shades. Also, don't forget to draw your picture first with pencil. If you want to go all crazy and just start painting away, totally do it. But you want to have some kind of plan first before you start going. Otherwise, the likelihood of messing up just increases. Okay, I think that is everything. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that stop motion. No, I always forget what it's called whenever you speed up a video. A fast-forwarded video. So I'll show you that right after this.